the final effects of force so that you can adequately apply them to your patients. You saw a little bit of everything over here today. You saw liners, you saw Carriere, you saw a very expensive appliance called the bike plate. You saw spurs, you saw cribs, you saw everything today. It's all about thinking and putting it in practice. So when I talk about game-changing strategy regarding anterior open back, this is how I think in this order. Analyze facial aesthetics to define your surgical needs. It's not the severity of the anterior open back. Move number 2, evaluate small aesthetics and upper incisor display at rest to define the vertical allocation of incisors. Move number 3, include myofunctional approach to remove etiological factors and improve chances of stability. Move number 4, establish an overbite that will grant you anterior guidance and immediate posterior disocclusion. Move number 4, choose up your appliance according to your mechanical needs. And if you really want to make a checkmate in every single case, be the chess player, not the chess piece. And this is what So, before I finish, I have just 5 minutes. I know I have 3 minutes here in my watch, and if I can find my mouse, I would really like to finish with how I began. So I told you all that we make decisions every day. I made a very special decision of accepting this invitation coming to Morocco because I'm going back home with a lot of new friends, and this was a very special moment for me. But from the very easy decisions all the way to more difficult decisions, like how am I going to build this house, or the building am I going to put a roof, which bridal dress will I choose? Or even the more complicated ones. Will I be a mother? Will I be a professional? What am I going to do with my life? All of these decisions are taken in one single part of our brain, which is our frontal lobe. We decide with our frontal lobe. We think with other parts of the brain, but the decision is right there. And we make choices every single day, from simple to hard, from the shoes we're going to wear to the surgical patient. And you saw that we have to do this with the combination of evidence, of resources, and of patients' needs and demands without ruining our decision. Making sure that we are going to give our patients predictability. And this has to do with a lot of things, including professional maturity, including time. Time is really bad for our faces, but really good for our minds. It gives us freedom. So, in the decision-making process, this is what we do. We identify and number all the alternatives. We determine the consequences of each alternative, and we should compare the precision and efficiency of each consequence. How many of you go back to your cases and look at the final results and compare what you planned and what you achieved? So, as I told you today, we can make easy and we can make very uncertain decisions. It's not wrong to make uncertain decisions. We just don't have the tools to make them predictable. It happens. So this has to do with level of complexity. The more uncertain our predictability is, the more complex the case will become. It's nothing to do with the severity of the malocclusion. It has to do on how sure we are on the tool we are going to use. But our minds are lazy. We are lazy individuals. Do you know why? We want to save energy. And these psychologists, they found out that when we face an unpredictable situation, we use something called heuristics. Heuristics is a shortcut in our frontal lobe. where we make our decision. We just go the short way. Instead of analyzing everything, going through the diagnostic procedure, analyzing what we did, and back again. So, when we see risks, when we see danger, we do the quick response. We run. So what are the cognitive risks for leading us to the shortcuts? Representation, which is associating our results to things that we see all the time. Like Coca-Cola does it all the time. It's refreshing to have a Coca-Cola. You have it hammered in your head all the time. And you have it hammered in your head by industrial claims all the time. The other way is availability. What's more frequent to you? Coca-Cola sells more than Pepsi. Why? Because it's more frequent. And finally, because of your self-confidence. I use it all the time. It works with me. If a professional ever says this to you, it works on my hands. Never, never listen to a lecture from him again. That's not a response. So, I'm old enough to have seen orthodontics go through all these tendencies. From functional appliances, prescription brackets, self-ligated, screws, lingual aligners. Nothing wrong with any of them. I use all of them. What's really wrong with tendencies is when we transform it into exclusivity. Yeah. They should never be transformed into exclusivity. They should be transformed into applicability. When are the best factors from these appliances going to increase my predictability on my final result? So the key to success is really what Simon said, and not heuristics, is diagnostic data, define the problem, establish treatment plan, perform treatment plan, and analyze your results. Look at what you're doing right and wrong and make yourselves better. Because we are bombarded by all these things all the time, with one extra factor: revolution of communication. Our patients today, they come to us telling me that I'm the doctor, that such and such appliance is better because they saw it on television. But what do they know about that appliance? It's my job to educate them. It's my job to tell them that in your case, the best appliance is this one. And I'm not going to give up, otherwise you're not going to have a good treatment, because otherwise I'm the lousy doctor. And I'm the one that's going to lose my patients in the future because of bad results. So when we think about artificial intelligence, it's not going to rob our job. We're not going to be without jobs, but it's really going to change the way we work. We are not going to receive the low complexity cases anymore. We are going to be the doctors for the high complexity cases. The low complexity cases are going to be away from our market, especially from the young ones, because these are going to be treated by artificial intelligence, definitely. We are the ones with the impacted canines, with the surgical cases, with the retreats, with the root resorptions, with whatever bad has happened. So if you want to read this paper that I wrote about why is